family, my name is Elysia English and welcome back to my channel. This is a Q&A and create with me and I answer all the questions that you've been asking. We are so thrilled with the organic community that we've been able to create through our YouTube channel. We hope that we're inspiring you guys because you guys are inspiring us just as much. While we're hanging out together, I'm gonna put some paint on some things that need some layers to dry. During my auction to treasure video, you have seen that I picked up a 2-tiered vintage shelf from the auction.
I love the little legs on the monster there.
I was able to win the auction on this item for only $6. I've always dreamt of having my own whole Pyrex collection, and so when I saw this shelf, it inspired me to create an area where I would be able to display the ones I had already acquired. We're just cleaning up some things in the yard as our seasons are changing, and our garden, which is so beautiful that I love spending time in, is starting to come to an end for the season. So while we're clearing everything out, I found this pot that was still in pretty good condition, and so this inspired me to do another project during this video.
Now that you're creating, I think this is a perfect time that I can ask you a few Q&A questions.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's start off with some easy ones. What's your name?
Elysia English, and I'm proud to be in English.
I like that name. I know how old you are. Do you want to tell people?
I'm 35.
Are you a mom?
I am a mom. I have 2 sons, Chase and Dayton. Chase is 10 and Dayton is 8, almost 8.
Cutest kids in the block.
Very cute.
Who do you live with?
I live with my husband Philip, who's commentating, and both my sons, and we have a few pets.
What are your pets' names?
We have the cutest dog in the world. His name is Gunner, and he is a purebred basset hound. I just could squeeze him all day long. And we have 2 really sweet cats, Dream and Kitters. Dream is Chase's cat, and Kitters is Dayton's cat.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I was always doing creative projects my whole life, and so I wanted to be an art teacher. So I went to school for art, and then I took my early childhood education courses and worked as an ECE.
Do you have an art background?
Funny story, which you maybe won't believe. I actually went to 2 different art schools in college, and I failed both of my programs because I couldn't stay in the box that they were creating for me to submit all of my projects. They wanted everyone's work to kind of look the same. They didn't like that, so rather than actually failing, I just dropped out of both programs and took something else, which is kind of funny because now I do creative projects for a living.
What do you do for work?
So I do a couple of different things. I run a business called Elysia English Designs, which is a lot of wood home decor, refinished furniture, and custom projects that I do for people's homes. So I run that, and I also have an Etsy shop for my YouTube, and I do my YouTube channel. I was working on doing my business part-time while I worked a full-time job in education, but I left my job back in the fall to be able to do my creative dream full-time.
How did your business get started?
Funny story, we just purchased our first home about 5 years ago, and when we moved in, there was a lot of awful wallpaper, but there was this hideous light fixture hanging in the dining room. I could live with the bad wallpaper, but this light fixture had to go. So I posted it for free on our local buy and sell. A lady didn't want to take anything for free, so she traded me for a pair of old waterfall dressers. I painted them and listed them for sale, and there you go, I had a business. I took the profits from the dressers that I had sold and purchased a few more pieces of secondhand furniture, which I painted and sold and made some more profit. The response for the furniture that I was creating was phenomenal, and it just kept spiraling. So the more time that I had outside of my full-time job, people started asking me to do more and more custom work that eventually I'm just now doing custom work.
You have a lot of tools. How did you learn how to use all of them, and where did you acquire them?
I use a lot of secondhand tools. For example, I have a drill press and a scroll saw that my mother-in-law gave me that she normally didn't use. I purchased my first circular saw when I first started my business for I think $60. I didn't upgrade to a table saw for 4 years. I cut all of my wood sign boards just with the circular saw because my circular saw worked fine, so there wasn't any point in investing any more money. I just used what I have. And I learned how to use them by watching YouTube. I love YouTube. And so I watched tutorial after tutorial and practiced on small projects until I felt more comfortable. And now I can create the projects that I can. And there's so many more things that I want to learn, and I will use YouTube for that.
Does Philip help at all?
Does Philip help at all? Philip is my huge support system. I couldn't do all of these YouTube videos, which he edits, by the way. I couldn't go to the dump and back up the trailer because I suck at backing up the trailer. He helps me with all the stuff in the shop and all the behind the scenes that we need to do to get ready for the videos. He films my videos, helps with the house things and the children, and he is my #1 fan.
Yes, I am.
I'm really lucky because my number one fan is my husband, and that makes things a lot easier, but I also have two other people that support me like you wouldn't even believe, and that's my mother and father-in-law.
Why YouTube? And was it hard to get started?
I had some goals for my business, and my goal with my business was to be able to spend the most time with my family, which is why it was important for me to create a life I love by leaving my full-time job and just doing my creative business. So YouTube as a platform would allow me to spend the most amount of time with my kids and my husband. And so I thought that if I could create content at night when the kids were sleeping, that freed up all of the after school time or summer break time all day where I could be with the kids instead of working a full-time job. So for me, YouTube was a great platform where I could inspire other people, show the projects that I was working on, and spend the most time with my family. Little did I know how rewarding it was actually going to be to make content on YouTube. At the beginning, it was really hard to put myself on YouTube, not because I didn't want to share, but because Philip and I couldn't stop laughing to get any content created. It felt really awkward to even talk to the camera in front of my husband, but now I just pretend like I'm just talking to you guys or Philip, and then it kind of goes away. It was also very nerve-wracking to put my out-of-the-box ideas on a new platform because you never know what kind of response you're going to get. And thanks to you guys and all of your feedback, I don't worry about that anymore.
Now we know why and how hard it was to start. How do you come up with all your ideas?
I get asked this question in every single video comment section, and the answer is kind of I don't know how. My brain just works looking at things in texture and color and shape and just how I can transform it into something else. It's just the way my brain's always operated. I've always liked to upcycle and turn things into something else, and I love painting. You'll know because I paint in every video. Something about painting is relaxing for me. I like making my own colors and coming up with my own designs and just doing unique things. Sometimes I have a project in mind and what I need different materials for, but most cases I'll just find an item that speaks to me in some way, and then I just know instantly in my head what I'm gonna use that for.
After you create a video, what do you do with all the stuff?
We actually did something very unique back in the fall where we sold a lot of the items, almost all of the items that we actually had in our house, for the main purpose of being able to redesign our whole home using only thrifted items. The reason that we decided as a family to do this was because over the past couple of years that we've owned our first home, we haven't done a whole lot to the inside space of our place. We've been focusing all of our attention on getting customs out for everyone else's home, and we really haven't done a whole lot to ours. So it was important for us to start working on our own environment at home. We decided as a family what kind of style that we wanted to go and use in our own home. And now I kind of know what I'm looking for when I'm looking for projects that are for us.
How do you know what to look for?
I have different things that I look for depending on where I am. When I'm at the dump, I look for things that I know I'm going to use that day for a specific project. I don't just bring home everything that I see that could possibly be used for something else, or I would have a huge garage full of junk that I maybe would never get to using. I look for specific things at thrift stores like furniture, and I love to find old textiles and linens that I can use for projects. And then also I do a little bit of shopping online for secondhand things for clients as well.
Are you gonna do a house tour?
I will do a house tour in a little while. We're just working on some projects that we're doing in our own home, as I mentioned before. So when we get a few more things situated where we want them, I will showcase a lot of the things you've seen in the video in our own home. I've been keeping quite a few of the items that we've been using in the videos to put in our own home. I actually also sell some of the items that I've gotten at the thrift stores or that I've purchased secondhand. I don't sell the items that I find at the dump unless I have a client who specifically knows it's from the dump and they still want it.
What are your goals? Like, as a mom and a YouTuber?
My favorite job is being a mom. That's the only thing I ever really wanted to be for sure in my life was a mom, and I'm fortunate enough to have 2 boys. So my number one priority and my number one goal in life is to be an awesome mom, which I think I do a pretty good job at. And my other goals in business were to be able to get my business to the point where I'm selling my designs and I'm branding my own name, which is what I'm doing on my YouTube channel, which I absolutely love. So I feel like I'm in a good direction towards my goal. And my goals as a YouTuber is to be able to inspire people and create content that I can share with the world and make a little bit of revenue and help my family out in the process. And our goal for YouTube is to hit 100,000 subscribers. On a personal level, my goals are always to be as healthy as possible and just be kind of good mind, body, and soul. And for me, that means just eating well and getting lots of energy out and creating projects. When I'm not creating, I'm just not myself.
I absolutely love your hair. Who does your hair?
Oh my God. I braid my own hair. I like to use power tools and paint, and I always get paint and stuff in my hair. So this is easy for me, and wearing ponytail gives me headaches, and I always have really long hair. So I actually wear my hair in braids a lot.
Explain the purpose of Trash to Treasure.
Okay, so My thought with the trash to treasure is that obviously I'm recycling and upcycling things that are destined to just stay in the landfill. And so I love the idea that I can reuse something and find a purpose for it. So the things that I'm creating isn't just to create something with them, but to create something that's purposeful and can actually be used and not just thrown out again after. My other reasons for getting things out of the dump is that I love the challenge of creating something that is a little bit out of the box and I can just make whatever I want with the items that I find. What I'm trying to demonstrate with my videos is that you can use absolutely nothing to create something pretty miraculous. And during my videos, I only use the items that I found that time at the dump. I try to use only the items that I actually found and brought home rather than buying other materials to create what you see. That's why sometimes in the video you might see something and be like, oh, why didn't you make that a little bit taller? Or, oh, I would have done that in a different color. That's because I'm using the items that I have on hand right here that I brought home to create exactly what you see in the video.
What's it like being a YouTuber?
This summer, being a YouTuber has been a little bit crazy because the kids have been home in the day. And so our schedule has been a little bit off, just wanting to spend as much time with the kids as possible. So it's been very hectic this summer getting content out, but we've been loving every minute of it. Now that the kids are back in school as of yesterday, our schedule will change. So typically our schedule has been hang out all day and get house and kid and family things done during the day. And then when our kids go to bed at night, we start creating. So when you're all sleeping, we're making our projects, editing the videos, and getting them up early morning for you. You might be surprised to know that everything that you see in each video was actually filmed that day within a span of maybe 6 to 10 hours.
Elysia English, why do you talk so fast?
My whole life I have talked this fast, and it's my excitement and passion for things that gets me talking so quickly. I'm like this in my everyday life, maybe even faster, because I do try to talk slower on camera. I am just really excited all the time. This is just my personality, so telling me to slow down is like asking me not to act like myself. And I try to be as real life with you guys as I possibly can.
Why does your sound quality suck?
Yeah, I know, it sucks. I'm sorry. I'm in an art room, which is a studio attached to our house. And this room was my art studio, which we've now designated as an area for YouTube. There's not a whole lot in this room, and so it's quite echoey. And we're brand new on YouTube. So cut me a little slack while I get some stuff that we can make better production.
Are you the only one in your family that likes thrifting?
I'm so lucky I have a house full of people that love thrifting, so I always have support when I'm like, let's go yard sailing, let's go to the auction, let's go to the dump. My boys love the hunt of the find just as much as my husband and I do, and we even sometimes do fun challenges where Philip and I will each take, say, $20 and we'll have a competition on who can find the better item.
Do you keep a collection of anything?
My whole life I've kept lots of different collections, like stickers and all different things when I was younger. But now that I'm an adult, I like to collect things like plants, Pyrex dishes, different linens, things like that.
So like house things.
House things. Like subscribers?
Why do you paint wood furniture?
Sometimes you see me painting furniture that looks really good before I paint it in the video. It's really hard to capture how damaged some of these pieces are before I apply paint and primer. So when I painted something that looks great before, don't worry, I have to salvage the piece by painting it. You will see in some videos that I just clean pieces and don't actually paint them.
Tell me your socials. Like, how do I get in touch with you?
I try to reply to as many comments on my YouTube channel as possible, but because I am a mom, sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to get back to everyone. If you want to get in touch with me, I have a Facebook page under my name, an Instagram, and an Etsy shop, as well as my address if you want to send me a letter is in my About section.
What's your favorite food?
I live with all boys, so I have to say pizza, but I also like fresh fruits and veggies, and what else do I like?
That's like every night that I deal with. What do you want to eat, hon?
I kind of like to eat everything. I should say chicken fingers, but I can't have those on keto.
Before you cut those out, what advice do you have for someone who maybe wants to start out kind of doing what you're doing?
Start small. Don't invest a big budget in something that you don't know is going to pan out for you. Take a really small budget, whatever a really small budget is for you. It could be $5, $30, $300, $3,000. And invest just a small amount in your first couple of items. Once you flip those, take a percentage of what you've made out of that amount and invest it into another small project. And then it just keeps growing from there. And eventually your budget to buy will start growing a little bit bigger. And now even I have a little bit bigger of a budget, I'm still being as thrifty as I possibly can. I used to obviously work a job that I didn't really love, and so I make sure now when I'm working on things that while I'm doing them, it doesn't really feel like work. You wanna make sure that whatever it is that you're doing that you're passionate about doesn't feel like work while you're creating it, and you'll have a great time. Your successes will be greater if you enjoy doing it.
Elysia, are you gonna do YouTube full time? And what are you gonna do with all that furniture?
I would love to do YouTube full time. Absolutely. I'm hoping that that's in my near future as we get closer to our goal, because I'd like to just make content for YouTube and not be filling orders and all the other things that I do with my business, because that's my ultimate goal. And what am I gonna do with all the furniture? I'm hoping that I'll be able to share my furniture designs with people that might have come on hard times or maybe just need a little extra help. So I'm hoping to be able to donate that to families that might need it.
Do you have any other hobbies?
I just like to create things, anything I can possibly get my hands on. I also like learning how to ride my dirt bike and hanging out with my house full of boys.
This Q&A was so fun. If someone has other questions for you, how can they get a hold of you?
Leave me a comment in the comment section and I'll be sure to get back to you.
Okay, I can stop talking in my Vogue voice. What are you making?
I am making a tiered hanging rack for some plants because I'm trying to find other places in the house to have plants where the cats can't get at them.
Oh, good idea. Hey Leash, how can people support our channel?
People can support our channel by hitting the like button, commenting, subscribing, and sharing our videos with anyone you think will enjoy them. It helps our channel tremendously to spread the word. I really appreciate all of the support that everyone on our channel has been giving us. We are just absolutely overwhelmed with the amazing comments, all of the people contacting us on socials, and it means the world to us to know that there's so many people behind us in this journey. You're also helping me score a lot of awesome mom points because I'm a YouTuber. I love that I'm gonna have a great spot now to put my Pyrex collection. I'm especially pleased with how wonderful this tiered shelf turned out. I had a vision in my head. I wasn't sure what it was really gonna look like in the end, but I'm really happy with it. I especially like how I made it look a little bit boho with the tassels. I wanted to add some beads, but my jute was super thick, so I'm actually pleased with the way that this turned out. But another option, I may make another one and add some larger wood beads going down on the side panels, but we'll see, we'll leave that for our next project. We hope you enjoyed our fun Q&A, and we hope you learned a few new things about us. If you haven't heard, I'm giving away a Silhouette Cameo 3. You need to watch my video, Trash Your Treasure #1, and leave a comment on that video. Here's the card. If you have any other questions that I didn't cover in this video, leave them in the comment section. If you want to see more Elysia English videos, smash the like button. We have lots of new content coming your way, so don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss what's coming up. Thanks so much for your support, YouTube family, and we'll see you on the next project.